Hello and welcome. In the previous section, we took a quick dive into object relational mapping concepts and understood the advantages they have over traditional older concepts that we used in accessing the data in a relational database. We studied then Entity Framework core key concepts and capabilities. We quickly learned what .NET Core Framework is about and how it allows us to create modern cross-platform applications. In this section, we will talk about creating a project that is using Entity Framework Core. We're going to start by discussing a command line interface tooling that comes with .NET Core. Then we will create a project using Visual Studio. We will add Entity Framework configuration to this ASP.NET Core project. We will create a simple model to model just a single table. Finally, we will use that model to access the data in a SQL Server database. Let's get started. In this video, we will talk about command line interface that comes installed with .NET Core. .NET Core comes with a brand new toolchain to create, update, and run .NET Core projects and applications. Integrated development environments and editors internally use these tools, but anyone can use them on a standalone basis. They're installed as part of .NET Core with Visual Studio. The toolchain itself is also cross-platform and can be installed and run on Mac, although it would have to be installed separately. The same can be done on build servers in order to provide continuous build and integration. Multiple versions of .NET Core are supported on a single machine. dotnet.exe is the primary executable for this toolchain. It has two main purposes: load and run a pre-built DLL, in other words, execute something, or it could be used to execute a predefined command. If loading and running an application via precompiled DLL, only that DLL name needs to be passed in. In order to run .NET commands, those commands must be installed. The name of the command is the first parameter we pass to dotnet.exe. Options for a specific command will follow. Some commands also accept the project as a parameter. If omitted, the exe will look in the current folder for a project. There are many commands that are installed by default with .NET Core. We will go over, in this video, over most common ones. Let's get started. We are at Visual Studio Command Prompt in a folder that has no data in it. Let's start by looking at .NET New command. This command could be used to create new project. If we type a command name, which is new, and then we'll add a help parameter, -h. This applies universally across all commands and will spit out helpful information about the command options. And you can see them here. You could be specifying a language, such as what language to use for the project, and it also comes with some set of default templates. In this case, we could create console application, class library, unit test project, and so forth. So let's create a simple console application. So we'll type .NET New console and then a project name, which follows -n parameter. And this will create a new project. And if we issue a directory listing command, we will see that this project consists of the csproj file and the main starting point into the project, which is the program.cs. Next, we will need to restore all NuGet packages, which is something that will be automatically included in a blank project. In order to restore NuGet packages, we type .NET restore command, and this will download all necessary packages from the internet and add those references, those files, to a folder where packages are by default stored underneath the solution. Next, we need to build the project. There is a command for that. It's called .NET build. What this will do essentially is compile our project and output the results, and we can even see that the result is called demo.dll. Next, what we can do is run the command, run the compiled program. The command for that is .NET run, because by default it'll look for a project file in the current folder. It'll run what we just created, and this console command does one thing. It echoes hello world to the command prompt. So as we can see, the run worked just fine. There are a couple more commands that we want to talk about, and one of them is .NET publish. And in this case, we will simply look at the help information. What this command does, as we can read, that it creates a package that could be deployed into production or a test environment based on a specified project. In addition to that, we have other commands such as SLN. And the SLN command, which is short for solution, it specifies that it performs various functions on a solution file, such as add a project to a solution, list project for a solution, or a remove. So basic solution manipulations. Of course, we cannot write project without tests. So for that, there is a .NET test command, and that one allows us to run tests, or list them for that matter, for a specified project. Multiple test frameworks are actually supported, such as XUnit or MS Test. There is also VS test command that runs tests from specified files, including compiled projects. There are also NuGet command that allows us to create, publish, and delete NuGet packages from projects. Also, with the same command, we can add a package reference to an existing project. You can learn more about tooling at the specific web page dedicated to that tooling.